Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Die Party Blood Use week number 13. Man. Sorry that we didn't have a first game today. That's why I'm not calling it Die Party Game Day, because we actually only have one game today, unfortunately. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But hey, we're here with Blood Use. We got some tabletop RPG in to do. Let me go around and introduce everyone so we can get started on this great adventure. First up, we have Wreckage, who will be playing Roland.
Hello!
Up next, we have Jacob playing Engelard.
Well, that would have been weird.
It's gonna be a long day.
Oh man,
Oh,
can you
boy.
imagine that? How different you would be if Engelard was actually playing you as a character?
Oh
Well,
boy.
That's meta.
Well,
That's so
I would
meta.
have. I've been dead long ago.
There's a great idea for a TTRPG, Graham.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say the same thing. Where these characters are playing the real life versions.
Yep.
That'd be great.
That doesn't make any
Walls
keep
are getting like really
Because-
upset that I'm sick, that his character's sick for like 2
Yep.
weeks.
Yeah.
Up next we
God damn it,
have.
just go to sleep.
Well, you're coughing up too much stuff, so you're not actually able to sleep, Walzer. Damn it! All right. Up next we have Brian playing Ansel.
Hello.
And I will be taking the reins of Walzer and half the brain of Pike, which we haven't seen in a very long time, mind you. The other half of the brain of Pike is played by Graham, who also happens to be our game master.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, Graham, you left us last time with some pretty big. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we actually really
No,
accomplished much last time.
There was not a lot of forward progress, but there was some lateral progress.
Yeah. Yeah. We went
Well,
sideways.
I would say there was some forward progress. I mean, everybody got in on the secret, which is progress.
Yeah, but now that progress is going to go downhill. With
I
the moment
killed
we-
all the skeletons, which is progress.
You did.
Spooky, scary
And I
skeletons.
killed
are
them
no
in a
longer
way
spooky.
that's going to be really hard for that wizard to bring them back, I hope.
Yep.
But then again, it doesn't affect me because I'm leaving.
Practically impossible.
I mean, they are
Um,
just kind of dust.
He's got some tape though. No. It'll take him a while. Okay.
Andrew, get the glue!
Yeah. Let me do the recap. We have the party split into threes now.
Uh-huh.
Such things.
Essentially, Walzer spent last session wandering around looking at stuff.
I did. Yes.
He went into the one of the goblin caves, and he went into one of the ram man, or you went into
Yeah.
the
So I
ram man caves. He saw some
Let me just-
store, some items, some basically storerooms with a lot of weapons and
Yeah. So if-
armor.
So I've got the map up right now. I basically explored all of D, K, and E, and then I fell down a hole in
A,
A, and that's basically
and
what I
then
did.
you went back, and then you left.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. And essentially, what happened was you were gone whenever the advance team was sneaking around the back of the main top level hideout, and you didn't really go. You went up there at the very end when they were being rescued by the Dwargar, who would walk through the wall with them and help them to get out. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then there was a tussle whenever you were manhandling some woman, and that
Yeah.
was a little weird. That was kind of weird, but that got resolved. She was returned
She was
Correct.
indeed returned. Yes.
to the top level to be
Against
bled.
every wish that Engelard had, I guess.
Yep.
Ooh.
the last thing we saw with Walzer was that he basically Walzer. What happened at the very end? What do you want to have been doing? It's middle of the night. Middle of the night.
So, I had a chat with Andrew, and I told him about what I told Nomina. and he was like, okay, that might be a problem. But I also sort of I played really dumb. Well, I wanted to appear to be really dumb to Pheromane.
Okay.
Like, well, I didn't really say a lot of words to him.
Sure.
Well, I hope at least that came across like that.
Yeah. Sure.
And then Andrew left me in the library pretty much.
Yep.
With my intention was to continue exploration of the caves.
Well, maybe tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
still night. It's the middle of the night essentially.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go around now. No.
And meanwhile, when Engelard, the entire party reconned back with the dwarves and the other halflings, and there was some ideas were tossed around about what to do next, and there was another disagreement between Roland and Engelard. Engelard decided to stay with the dwarves and halflings, and Ansel and Roland decided to go back to the keep for reasons.
Yes, reasons.
Well, because reasons. Saying it like that makes it sound like we don't have a good reason. And I don't appreciate that implication, GM. Our reason is that we're pretty much done with the Caves of Chaos. There's nothing we can accomplish here because, well, at least me, that's why I'm going back. Ansel's coming with.
All right. I mean, I feel like we just keep getting our asses kicked, and I think that Roland is going to be able to rustle up a little bit more help. At least that's my hope. And I'm sort of going to maybe like smooth over some of his crass behavior sometimes, or forward behavior, I guess.
Me and Ansel are going to walk back to the keep, and on the journey, we're going to become really close best friends in this larger group. And then it'll be Engelard and Walzer and Ansel and Roland, and that'll just be the way it works. We're going to be Gimli and Legolas, and I'm Legolas, because all the girls want to fuck me.
But I have a bow.
Yes, but all the girls want to fuck me.
No one can see your face, so you're like the guy that wears the paper mask.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Brian, I'm curious what Ansel thinks of Walzer after seeing what happened.
Well, don't tell him. He can't read your mind.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. I have an idea in my head of how Ansel feels about Walzer, and it doesn't just stem from what happened last session. It comes from meeting in the prison cells, even. So.
Okay.
Let's begin. It's essentially dawn on the 17th day.
So we have 3 days left, basically.
Theoretically, yes. Okay, I don't need that.
But it's the sunrise song.
Yeah, Walzer, you are. It's pre. Okay, let's say it's not dawn yet. It's pre-sunrise.
Sure.
It's dark. You're asleep on your cot that was brought into the library.
Okay.
There's a loud banging on the door.
I get up.
Walzer, wake up! There's work to do. As Andrew opens the door and comes in.
Yeah, that's fine. I tuck my giant penis into my underpants. No.
Yeah.
Uh,
I knew you would say something.
no,
We all did.
All right, it's fine. Walzer sleeps
That
pretty
breach in
lightly.
security.
So...
Well, he continues. That breach in security was more than we bargained for. We have no guards left. We have no undead left to guard the halls, and so we're going to have to.
Wait, undead? What are you talking about?
The skeletons and zombies we use as guards.
This is the first I've ever heard of this. Where do they guard?
Well, nowhere anymore. You saw those bone chips when you came back in through here?
Yeah.
That was them. And he looks at the floor.
Okay. What exactly do you need guards from?
And he said, we just had invaders come in through the back entrance that you were supposed to use to get the woman out of here.
Need I remind you, Father, that those invaders happen to be friends of mine who came up through this because they literally had no information about what I was doing and why I was here. So they only had the best intentions. I don't foresee anything else coming through here, and I made sure that they wouldn't say anything.
It makes no matter. Pheromane is a paranoid person, and he needs essentially more bodies. And so I need you to go and well, what I need you to do first is I need you to, well, you know what, you probably can't do that. He looks at your arm. He says, I'm going to have to go block up the rear tunnel.
How do you suspect I should escape if you're going to actually block it?
Right, that's the problem. I'm going to think of that when I'm doing it. I'm going to try and shore it up in a way so it looks sturdy and blocked, but you'll be able to, probably push through it. I don't know yet, and he walks away. Meanwhile, well, he doesn't walk away. He walks away and then turns back around. What I need you to do is take this, and he hands you a little scroll. It's got a passage in Goblinoid on it, and he says, "Go down to a Sneeze Cave. It's marked as D."
Okay.
Maybe he takes you out to the mouth cave and he points to it or something like that. But you know where it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And he says, "I want you to read this aloud to them. Go to the common area, gather them around, do whatever you need to get the most attention, and essentially say this to them, and that should take care of it. And then bring them back here."
So, you're gonna have to give me an idea here, Graham. Is it possible for Walzer to read other languages, but not understand what it says?
You can read they're normal, they're
Like
alphanumeric
pronunciations
characters
and stuff like that.
They're characters. You may not be able to say the sounds correctly, but you can read phonetically what it says on the page.
Okay.
These are normal. These are still typical characters.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That seems easy enough. I'm also still looking for this dwarven gold. I mean, I poked around a bit yesterday before the incident. And,
Where'd you look?
If there's I looked all through the sort of southernmost entrances. I did tiptoe into like one of the north entrances on the bottom there, and I fell into a hole, so I just left.
yeah, that happens. Well, keep looking, I guess.
Can you give me any like advice on where they would take a load of gold? Because that was what I was looking for initially.
All of the populations keep their storerooms, essentially in one central location. All of their stores, all of their valuables and supplies.
Sure. So each of the races has their own
Storeroom, right?
All right. Okay. Do you know if anything valuable has come in recently?
Typically I don't deal with the. Well, typically I don't. Each race gets basically a set amount of goods. The bandits divvy that up for me. I tell them what each one needs, or they tell me what they need, and I tell Figs what to basically get and divvy up.
All right. Did
So,
you notice anything peculiar
no,
about it?
essentially there was nothing out of the ordinary.
I think I might have fallen down the wrong hole here.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I feel like the gold isn't actually here. I mean, I don't see any reason why these races would hoard such a thing. They're not dragons by any stretch of the word. And from what I've seen, it's mostly armaments and cooking supplies. So
I've had a thought.
okay.
Here, come with me.
All right.
He brings you out to the cave mouth. Maybe you were nearby already when he pointed to the other one. He says,
Okay.
he points to each one turn. He points to Jay. He says, Gnolls, goblins, orcs, rammen, dwargar.
Okay.
Because one of these things is not like the other, and one of which, well, essentially what I'm trying to say is that the dwargar essentially work for me, right?
Sure.
But lately they've become more and more aggressive, hostile. The way this Caves of Chaos work is the Dwargar were originally the only inhabitants of these caves. They built all of these tunnels, all of these passageways.
Okay.
Right, and me and Faramay needed this as a base of operations, and we basically convinced them to let the monsters come in and stay here. But
I could see why that would piss them off.
that was fine for a long time. It didn't really bother them. I essentially pay them to let as basically rent for all of the monsters. But lately they've been taking jabs. They kill goblins willy-nilly if they get in the way. They've really been a pain in my side lately. And even the incident with the taking your friend with the bow earlier this week.
I just sort of look at him blankly, and then I'm like, of course, yes, the friend with the bow, right.
If one of these races has the wherewithal to hoard and basically steal and hoard a crate of dwarven gold, I'd start there.
All right, that's very helpful. Do you have a way of...
Typically, your medallion should work well enough, but if they even suspect that you're anything different than anything other than what you say you are, you won't be coming out.
Could you potentially give me an issue or an order that would allow me to walk through there without even having any sort of suspicion? I mean, it was easy enough to get them on their
That's what
side.
I mean. If they are against me, if they have gone against orders, gone against my wishes, then my words on a piece of paper won't do anything for you.
Right. Well, is there anything that you would particularly order them normally to do that I could potentially do in your stead?
No, we are a partnership. I don't order them to do anything.
Right.
That we're equals. That assuages them.
What about getting through this wall of theirs? They close it off. They use some sort of magic. Do you have any idea of how I could get through unnoticed?
Well, there is a secret back entrance to the Dwargar cave, but it's through the halls of the Minotaur. And if you see on the map,
Yeah.
North from I, there's a connection between H and I.
Yeah, I see that.
With a secret door symbol.
Yeah, I see that. So, just over here for chat. Yeah. So, how do I get through there?
And he says the Minotaur essentially showed up on its own. It wants for nothing. Anybody who goes in doesn't come out.
I've killed a Minotaur before. Well, a mage pretending to be a Minotaur. Does he have anything to do with this, with that gentleman?
I highly doubt it. This Minotaur, it is, if the stories are true, is a brutal, efficient killer and eater of men and goblinoids and orcs alike.
That doesn't sound too hospitable, but do you know if it speaks common?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Is there any other way that I could get into the Dwargar?
Well, if you were keen on tunneling your way through,
I look at him and I'm just like, got the dumbest fucking blank stare that you could ever possibly imagine. And I like, my arm is literally like bound to my stomach sort of thing to keep it from moving. And I'm just looking at him just with the dumbest possible face right now. And
if you had
it's
some sort of explosive force, you might be able to blast your way through. But you don't, so well.
I only know one person who's capable of that, and he's only just invented the breaching charge, so...
Diagonal wipe. Keep rolling. Walking away from the Caves of Chaos.
I think from now on, when we switch to rolling scene, it should be an explosion wipe.
Yeah.
An over-the-top commercial explosion.
No, yeah, explosion, and then like a gust of wind blows the smoke away, and the scene's changed.
Well, you know that explosion they use on Giant Bomb when they have their own Professional Fridays?
yeah.
It's just that. It's just like
Yeah,
some
that's good.
fucking
It's a horrible looking CGI.
yeah, CGI thing that you get off YouTube for free. You know,
Yeah.
like you can still see the green outline from the poorly cropped green screen on it.
So yeah, explosion, wipe.
It's dawn. The sun's coming out.
All right, I wake up Ansel.
Yep.
Ansel!
Oh God! Oh, what
Watch
is it
birds
rolling?
fly away.
Flapping wings.
Ansel, like, is what? How deep in the dirt are you this time?
All the way.
Oh, oh yeah.
Just his nose. No.
Yeah.
Enough time for resting. We gotta double time it. It's time to go.
All right. I reach over and of course Willie is lying next to me. I grab Willie and Willie says, "I don't know how much more this guy can take." Ansel says, "Don't worry about it. I think we've picked the right companion." And he sort of gets up and dusts himself off and starts to follow Roland.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't worry about it, Willie. I pat Ansel on the back.
All right, you begin to travel.
And I'm going to start out with going, so one advantage to having an explosive go off in your face is I really shedded a lot of weight when my armor came off. We'll be able to go at least a third faster than we otherwise would have been able to.
That's good. We should make haste.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Big news. Got to get back to the keep.
Yep. I will say there is a pardon me, there is no precipitation, never mind.
Oh, it's a lovely day.
It's good
Yeah.
because I didn't pack my umbrella.
It's okay. The ground is still soft from the rain from the previous day. So there is enormous footprints from Whirlwind's boots.
Look at that! Someone could totally follow us. Anyway, I had a great idea after our little debacle the other day.
What's that, Roland? What's your
Well,
plan?
when the skeletons were following me, I tried to set a delayed explosive for when the evil wizard was going to round the corner. Do you remember?
I remember.
Well, I realized that's way more complicated than it needs to be. What if instead you had an explosive that went off when someone was near it?
Well, how near to the explosive would they have to be?
I think they have to step on it. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The weight and oh, it works doubly good. Skeletons, right? Not the ones in armor, but normal skeletons, very light. If you added a weight pressure, something that only went off with the right amount of weight, you could have a bunch of skeletons walk right over it and then only blow up the evil wizard in the back. Genius. It's a great idea. I'm glad you had it, Willie. I pat him on the back.
So Ansel will sort of kind of scratch his chin and say, "Well, but how do you get the evil wizard to step directly on this explosive? What if he
That
just
is a matter of
moves
placement.
to the right?"
So you got to know where you placed it, and because you don't want to step on it, right? Because you're not a
Right.
skeleton. So you know where you place your they're mines, yeah, and they go in the land mines. So you got to know where you place the landmines, and not step on them, and then hope they step on them. You got to be clever when you put them there in the first place.
I was really hoping
So
that you would come up with a different name other than Landmine. I was just fucking wishing that you would. You disappointed me, Wreckage.
Bow tie bombs.
Bow tie bombs. Or like, how about like, weight release bombs or something like that?
That's a trope. The weird gnome in the fantasy thing always comes up with a weird second name for the invention that he's reinventing.
All right.
I like to go outside of the box by doing the expected unexpectedly.
So I'll say so Roland. So there'll be more than one then. Like we can put multiple of these. Hundreds.
The commander at the keep wants to surround the whole thing in them. make the keep virtually unassailable. Well, assailable, but after the first couple of waves blow themselves up.
How does this help us with our situation with
Not
the
at
evil
all.
wizard in the mine, though?
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Unless the evil wizard attacks the keep, which I don't know. That doesn't really. If you've been following along, I don't know if you have been, but that doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
No.
Maybe those good guy dwarves are going to do it when they don't get their gold. Blow them up, though. They're heavy enough. They'll blow up real good.
Well, what about Engelard and Walzer?
Well, hopefully they don't step on any.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
We're not going to put any on the path to the doors, right? That doesn't make any sense. You need trade and wagons and stuff to go through there. So you keep the path clear, but the walls, which is what an army attacks, those will be completely surrounded. Shouldn't be a problem unless they come back and they want to scale a wall for some reason.
But isn't the door the weak point? Wouldn't they go straight for the door to begin with?
Sure, but you can't really amass your forces on that door if you can only walk straight along the path. They stray a little bit to the side to set up their siege things, and boom, their legs are gone, along with their butts and probably their stomach too. At least.
Well, I think, and I think Willie would agree that so far the plan, as insane as it may sound, may still be worthwhile checking out. So we definitely don't regret our decision to head back to the keep with you and report our findings.
That means a lot coming from you, Amy and Willie.
Thank you. Thank you. That was Willie.
Yeah, I'm starting to pick up on that.
How did you get Willie's name right, but no one else's name?
That's an
Because
interesting
he's a
question.
bow.
Yeah, he's a bow. He's not a human being. So
Oh god, that is
That's
so
canon,
It's a
people.
person, and you won't know their name.
it's
And
it's
not a
only
person
people
name.
that he didn't.
And Adam,
All right.
what he did was he did the expected thing unexpectedly.
Yep. All right, you guys continue to walk.
Squish, squish, squish.
Road again. Engelard.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's a bunch of snoring short folk around you,
Why the hell am I awake?
snoring loudly.
Can I hit myself on the head to go to sleep? I imagine I just got woken up after just a few hours.
Yep. Well, it's dawn, so yeah, a few hours.
Well, I'm gonna be awake anyways. I might as well, I guess. Just have a. Actually, is there anybody on watch currently?
Do you want to have somebody on watch?
There should have been someone on watch.
All right, there's Ravis.
I guess I might as well just take watch then until everybody wakes up.
All right, he goes to sleep. Fine. How long do you wait? How long do you watch?
I mean, I'd probably watch for a couple hours until at least the sun's actually good enough. But also, I guess I would want to look around the surrounding area to make sure that there's no I guess scouting parties or something that would try to find us.
Okay. Yeah, you take a good look around. You guys are kind of camped in those tumble down ruins that you found earlier.
Right.
And if you're looking for footprints or anything, you don't really notice anything untoward or anything like that.
I mean, there's not much else that needs to be done. We can't go into the Caves of Chaos. Well, we could try going in again, but I don't think that'd be a good idea if every other attempt failed.
I'll remind you that you guys had come up with the idea of disguises and stealth and stuff.
But I don't think we agreed on who was going in.
Well, we agreed that Roland definitely wasn't, and so Roland left.
No, Murray said that he was going to play his trade somehow.
All right, well then we
Yeah, he was
reminded
going to
him
play
that he
the
got.
role of the merchant.
Well, right, but then we had to remind
yeah.
him that he had been declared as a kill-on-sight individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he couldn't actually do that.
But he does have that sacrificial dagger.
Yeah, he does have that sacrificial dagger, which
Oh yeah, that's right. He still has that thing.
May or may not
gonna-
be part of your plan. Maybe you think about a plan while you unwind.
I like the idea of Murray becoming like
evil.
Frodo, you know, and just going like crazy because of this dagger.
No, well,
I mean, it looks like it's just a ritual dagger. It's not like a possessed
Yeah,
dagger.
but the ring was.
The ring
Anyway,
was magical, at least.
you never know.
You never know.
you wake up, Murray's stabbing you 72 times in the stomach.
No,
Killed
Murray,
all
that,
the other
re-
party, except
that
you.
really hurt. That did 1 point of damage to me.
Daggers only have 1d4 worth of damage.
Writing words in an unknown language in your blood all around the ground.
No. Okay, so you just wait. Okay. Later on in the morning, everybody's awake.
Yeah. So,
We got there eventually.
Far in the
Make us,
distance, a group of birds starts flying into the air. Why?
Yeah,
You
it's
hear,
one
you hear.
I hear muffled explosions.
Wake up, Bobo!
Echoing throughout the forest like a thunderclap.
I have a
Sonic
feeling
boom!
I have a feeling I know what that is. And I don't want to know. I don't want to know for sure.
All right.
But-
Well, they brought some hard breads and some mushrooms. Dwarves love mushrooms.
Nah,
They found these on the way here.
not a big fan, but they're edible, I guess.
Well, probably not to humans.
Oh, come on. You could have at least done me something. Well, so, who are we going to send in as a disguise? As disguised.
He says, well, Bymond, our roguish friend, says, well, I need to know what the disguise is.
A goblin.
It depends. If it's a goblin, one of us will do it. But if it's anybody of human size, then it has to be you.
A goblin would be able to blend in better. I didn't notice many human-sized monsters in there. They probably they're in other sections of the than where we entered from.
Sure. Well, I seem to recall only those zombies.
Yeah, and I don't fancy disguising myself as a zombie again.
Why not? That seems to that'll work. Yeah, good idea.
No, I ain't doing this again.
All right, zombie it is.
One time was enough. Thank you very much.
And nobody asked any questions.
Come on, lost zombie, wandering, finding his way back home. It's
Oh,
perfect.
that's right, man. We did do that zombie push.
No, I am not doing this again.
Come on, why
One-
not? Yeah, come on, Engelard. You can do it. I believe in you, says Bird, patch on the shoulder.
Trust me on this. I nearly blew my cover the first time. I am not doing this again.
Well, you get one shot to come up with a better idea.
Well, we disguised one of you as if we didn't disguise one of you as a goblin. Shouldn't be too hard. We need to mostly disguise your skin color and get you some more goblin-esque clothing.
Sure, but what's the idea?
The idea is mostly so that we can
Get that. Just walk in.
we need to scout out something. We need to see if there's gold anywhere.
Okay. We can do that.
Mostly, we need to do something while we wait for Walzer to finish his job.
All right. So during this time, Bymond and we'll collect a bunch of. Well, he's gone for maybe multiple hours, and then a goblin shows up. Whoa!
Whoa.
He says, "Don't worry, it's me, Bymond."
You know, you're really good at your job.
Well, I got a rax and roll for it. Let's see if it's a good job or not.
He comes back. He's wearing
I'm not
wearing
rolling.
goblin skin over his skin, and it's just like,
Oh, hardcore.
damn, dude. He's got like a purse.
Got to get into roll 20 because I'm not there.
Or he,
Prepared.
I forgot.
or he
No,
rolls
I thought
very
I was in there
poorly,
too.
and it's just like a twig and a leaf.
Yeah, he's got like.
He's got a shrub that he just walks in front of. He puts it
What do
in
you-
front of
what-
him when he
what do you
walks.
think?
Yeah.
He's got a cardboard box, and the
Yeah.
cardboard box is scooting around.
It works.
It's a cardboard box that says goblin on it.
Nobody would.
He drew some goblin ears and dirt on the front.
Yeah.
If somebody takes the box off him, he gets the Metal Gear Solid exclamation point above him.
Yeah.
Should make it a public roll, Graham.
He passes with 34.
Holy fucking
I
balls!
If he crit that, I think he would become a goblin.
Yeah, you think it's a goblin at first, but then you know that Bimon said he was going to come back.
You're about
Yeah.
to stab him 27,000 times with the sacrificial dagger,
Yeah, no, okay.
and then you realize
So he
that's
says-
in.
So he says, Angelard, I'm following your leadership on this one. What's the idea? What do I do? I go in and just look around.
Pretty much look around, try to look like a goblin. Don't talk, because I doubt you know goblinoid.
Well, you're right there.
So it's not a good idea.
I'll do some. I'll try some like hisses and I'll try some sound effects. I'll work on something on the way there.
Okay, well, try the back passage,
Graham.
assuming that it's actually still open. I mean, it should be open.
Am I going to the top floor or am I going in one of the goblin caves?
Actually, yeah. Probably try to head into one of the goblin caves. They shouldn't stop you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
God, I'm gonna set this up so that we can have a good time with this, Graham.
What do you mean?
Well, Walzer was actually gonna go check out Camp A.
Yeah, exactly. That's where
oh
trust me, I'm already ahead of you.
Oh boy, okay. Well, good luck. Good luck,
Right,
don't
give
get caught.
Gives you kind of a salute and then gives you like a goblinoid hissing sound.
Close enough.
All right, he leaves. What do the rest of you guys do while he's gone?
Sit
Knick
around.
knack paddywhack. Give a
Cool.
dwarf a bone.
Probably collect food if
You
I
don't.
feel like we need more.
All right, you don't have any foraging skills, do you?
You should have survival.
I have fishing.
Fishing? That'll work. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, give me a fishing check.
Oh, I need
You find a stream. You don't have a fishing pole or anything, but you've got an engineering. You can fashion some sort of.
Well, he could just punch the fish out of the water, you know?
Nope, I can't. I'm very bad at punching fish.
No, you're able to get fish enough for one person, but it takes you several hours.
Well, that's
That's
I
for
guess
one
that's-
person for one day, so you may want to make another roll.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, you can get that fish for everybody else, but it takes you 6 hours to get all that fish.
It's dinner time.
Damn.
basically.
That's a pretty good effort for 6 hours then. Because normally when I go fishing, I don't catch so much fish.
I don't catch any fish usually.
Yeah,
Well, you've got a fishing score of 0 in real life, Dave.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're gone, so you're fishing for a long time. Okay, let's go back to Walzer.
All right, so I've got my my
Dark.
speech.
Yep, you got your paper.
Yep. So
You pass. You pass Andrew. He's got a broom. He's sweeping up the bone chips.
he's just like sweeping him up. He's like, God damn it.
He's shaking his head.
Yeah, and it's like
If I ever meet the guy who did this.
I tell him just a quick quip about how about the undead that I've encountered, and that maybe he should, if they weren't just bone, they would last a lot longer.
Says, well, they didn't start off that way. So when I opened the door yesterday, they were just skeletons in there. They started off with flesh. It's really weird. I don't know where that happened. Where they lost all their flesh from.
Huh.
Don't worry. These new ones are. Once you bring me those goblins, they'll have flesh.
That's kind of morbid, but alright. Why don't you just get the goblins to actually gut? You're the boss. You know what you're doing. I don't. I leave.
Okay.
I make my way down to D.
Yep.
He said to gather a lot of goblins, so
Yeah, if you recall where the common room was.
it was like 18, right?
I believe that's correct. Let me double check.
Or 19. It's either 18 or 19. But there's also the camp over in A, which had goblins in it too, right?
19.
Do I remember seeing any goblins in A?
Nope, you just fell in the pit and then left.
Okay. All right then. Well, I'll go down to D and I'll. I have my Walzer staff.
What now?
My Lucerne.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And I got the piece of paper, so I'm just gonna walk Yeah, okay, so when I get down to 17, do I see any more guard goblins
Not-
there or whatever?
Not 17, 19.
I know,
the
but I'm walking down through 17, right?
Okay. Yeah, there's some. They've got their card table. They're just kind of doing whatever, hanging out.
I walk up to them and I click my fingers at them, you know, like...
They look lazily at you and they see the medallion and then they get to attention.
And then I beckon them to follow me.
Okay, they do so.
Alright. I walk into 18. Is there any goblins in there?
Definitely same setup.
Alright. I stop the guards that are following me, and I point to the rest of the room and do the same beckoning motion.
Okay, yeah, done. There they are. Even some guys. A goblin comes from around the corner, that little L-shaped corner.
Okay. Yep. And then I bring them all into 19.
Yep. All the families and
Yep.
children and well, not families really. You know,
How much
Just
taller
what
am
you
I than these goblins, by the way?
at least twice, if not more.
Alright, so I don't have to stand on anything. Right, that's cool. I stand in front of them all, and then I start to give my best, sort of deepest, most authoritative reading of the paper.
Okay.
Do I have to do any sort of language check here or whatever to see if I can pronounce these things correctly?
No, you just say what it says on the paper. It's written out phonetically, so you can read it.
Oh, that's even better then. Cool. Yep, I do that.
Okay, and whenever you finish, I didn't have it written out. I guess I should have, but
Yeah.
oh well. Whenever you finish, all of the goblins freak out, and they all begin talking at the same time. They begin moving this way and that way, and they almost knock you over.
Okay, if you want, I can do a muscle check.
To do what? They're not trying to knock you over. They're just moving to and fro.
Okay. I wasn't told what to do after this, I guess. So.
That's fine. We said, he asked you to bring them back to up there.
All right. I hit my Lucerne on the ground to get their attention to stop them from.
Yep. Okay. They all jump.
Do they all quiet down?
Yep.
I point to one of the earlier guards.
Yep.
And I do the same beckoning motion, and then I start to walk out the door. Back
Okay.
up
Yep.
to.
About half of those, which is about 20, follow you in 2 ranks.
Okay. Who are the ones that are left behind? Like
The old ones,
the old ones.
the infirm.
Did it look like they just decided not to follow, or did it look like that they were?
Well,
relieved?
remember there are young here.
Yeah.
There are children.
Yeah. So did they look relieved when when I started moving away, or did
No,
it?
they look disappointed. Like they snap their fingers and go, "Oh man."
Oh, okay, all right then.
But something else happens is that the basically a red-skinned hobgoblin comes out from what was it? 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
the
sees you
bang out
walk
session. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep,
the
yep,
sex
yep.
room.
Yeah.
always 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Comes out and he says something loud and goblin rah, 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 rah. Whatever that is.
Okay.
Do you stop?
Well, if they stop following me, I stop. I can't
they-
understand what he's saying.
They all turn around and they begin yelling something back in high-pitched noises, and one of them makes a middle finger motion that he saw somewhere once.
All right, I bang the Lucerne on the ground again to get
Yep.
everyone's attention, and then I
Yep.
just beckon to follow me again.
Okay, well, some of them grab onto you and they pull on your clothes, and they're like they're pointing at you and saying stuff in Goblinoid at the hobgoblin.
What
The
are the
The hobgoblin looks mad.
Okay, what are the guards doing? The
Which
guard
ones?
goblins from 17.
Well, they're coming with you.
Okay, but do they react in a certain way when this goblin comes out? Like, do they draw weapons? Like, what's going on here?
No, but they're yelling at him.
Okay, if the room is just boisterous, I do like the judge thing again. You know, bang the Lucerne on the ground to get everyone's attention, and just beckon again. This
Sure.
time looking mildly frustrated.
Okay.
And then once people start moving again, I will continue walking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, he doesn't follow anymore.
What, the red goblin?
The hobgoblin. Yeah.
Oh, good. I don't give a fuck. As long as I bring these goblins back up, I
And
suppose.
you lead them all the way back up to K.
Yeah.
Yep, there they are. And there's Andrew. He's lifting boulders in 51.
Okay.
He says he hears you coming, and he comes back around the corner. He says, "Oh, good, you're back." And he's all sweaty. He didn't have a shirt on.
All right. Oh, these just gonna be like help to like block this place up, I suppose.
Yeah, in a way. And he says, "You go back. You go back and about your business. I'll take care of these guys." All right, guys, come on. He says something in Goblinoid, and they all come follow him, and he goes down the slope and around the corner.
I'm curious, Graham. How hard is it for someone to learn a language just based on hearing it?
It's a skill. It's just like a proficiency, just like everything else.
Okay, so it's like you have to have a skill and then you have to hear it in the game somehow to learn the
You
language.
mean in real life, if you have books, you can do it too.
Okay.
Who knows what kind of books are in that library? It could be anything.
Yeah, because I'm interested in learning like a language that is sort of
That's fine.
like at least sort of mannerisms or something,
Right,
so I can
exactly.
get around this
Maybe
place
you
a
can
little
flip
better.
through one of those books and spend the XP to get the skill.
Okay, fair enough. Well then, I go back to exploring the area. I'm gonna start off with going to A, I
Okay.
guess, because I didn't get a chance. Like now that I know that hole's there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to sort of explore that place.
Well, let's cut back to Roland and Ansel first before that happens.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe like an arrow can like make the smoke go away through this cutscene that we have. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's much smoke, and then an arrow flies across the screen and takes all the smoke with it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, good.
So as I was saying, I wonder how many pounds of explosives I could strap to one of your arrows and still maintain its aerodynamic properties.
Well, that's interesting. I would say 1 pound would be the sweet spot. I think anything more than that would just drag the arrow to the ground and reduce the distance that the arrow could travel.
What about
Hey, Ansel. Ansel,
Yes.
give me an alertness check.
Alertness check.
Oh dang! There's a skill I don't think anyone has.
Yeah. So what is that? Just the D20?
D20 plus 13.
Oh, plus 13.
Yeah, it's an actual skill you probably have.
Yeah, it
You
is.
have it on here, I see.
I do. 17.
No good. You guys keep talking.
Speaking,
Blissfully unaware.
speaking about arrows with explosives in it, you get hit with several.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
So I was like, so how hard would it be for you to make some sort of explosive I could attach to an arrow?
how hard is it to tie a knot?
Well, you tell me.
Here, give me one of your arrows.
I give him one of my arrows.
Graham, I take one of my things, one of my explosives.
Okay.
I tie it to the arrow.
Okay.
Here, try this.
All right. I'll
Shoot
say,
it at something. See if you can
hold
hit
on.
with any accuracy.
I'll say, hold on, Willie. We're gonna add a little weight to this one. And Willie says, "All right, let's see what happens."
I'm sure Willie
I-
can handle it.
I pull my bow and aim for a tree about.
Yep.
Well, actually, before I do that, I look over at Roland and say, "Just how big will this explosion be?"
Is it lit? I didn't think it was lit.
Yeah.
There's
like,
no
"Oh,
time
God,
to talk. No, it's not lit. Well, gosh, that's right. You didn't see any of them. About this big. And I make gestures with my hands that are too vague to actually learn anything from.
Okay. So I'm going to shoot this arrow about as far as I can, and we'll see what happens. Have you got a light, Roland?
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to waste it. We're going to go get it.
Oh, okay.
It's just to see if you can hit a worth a damn with all that
That's-
weight on your arrow.
That's how Roland burned the forest to the ground.
All right. So
Good job.
I'm gonna aim for a tree about 200 yards away and see if I
Sure.
can hit it.
Sure. You fire the arrow, and it just plops about halfway there on the ground.
It's about 100 yards.
Sure, like it plops vertically, like it falls and is stuck vertically in the ground.
Okay.
Good job. That's what
Well-
we call a learning experience. I've had quite a few myself.
At which point, Roland, your armor class is 17 right now.
I don't know. Yes.
Yes, it is. You have 2 layers of armor, 2 layers of padded armor.
Uh huh.
Okay. Yeah, then yes, it is. Something bad happens to you.
You get impregnated with eggs. Lots of them.
How come I didn't get a learner's check?
Because you don't have an alertness skill.
Yep.
That's
But what if I rolled a 20?
No.
If
Doesn't
you
matter.
roll anything less than a 20, you're actually less than alert.
Yeah, well, you guys were busy talking, but you guys didn't notice that there was a
Giant
very
man-eating.
A mist
very
dragon.
very large scorpion that was following you this whole time. While you were not this whole time, but while you were talking during this segment. And
Now, hang on. Are you telling me that Ansel, who has dealt with these creatures before, wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
have recognized them coming at them?
is following them from behind, and he
I
had
rolled
an
a
alertness
shitty.
check.
Yeah, I rolled a shitty alertness check.
All right, fair enough. Continue.
Yes, so actually, from behind, you guys are looking at this arrow, and rolling from behind, you feel a white-hot, burning pain in your side, and you turn around, and there's basically a scorpion stinger stuck into you.
Oh my!
Jesus.
Okay.
Anybody roll for initiative.
All right. This is the one that you want to be low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goody. I got the exact same result twice in a row when it was actually good to have.
I think my initiative was +5.
Well, it's depending on what you're doing. Like, if you got your bow out, it'll be whatever the bow speed is.
Well, my bow is out because we were doing our little test.
Yeah. So if you plan on like using your fist, for example, it would just be a d20.
Yeah.
Roland, I need you to make a Constitution check also.
Okay, boss.
So what is your constitution?
Good enough.
11.
21.
10, 10, 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
you,
really.
Damn.
you feel wetness in your basically in your armor, right?
Uh-huh.
And you think it's probably poison, but it didn't actually inject into you.
Thank God.
But you were cut pretty good. You're probably bleeding.
Ah, well, I'll probably explode over that wound later.
Okay. So you have major bleeding due to that surprise attack. Okay.
Ow.
Ugh.
Okay.
And
Inglar
so
hears in the
you got
distance. Oh.
22, and the scorpion 4.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Well, he gets to go again.
Natural attacks
Yeah.
have no initiative modifier.
Really?
It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
I can't
so-
ever remember rolling in initiative for Pike. Like, it's been so long since Pike has been a part of this game. Like, I can't remember.
I don't have a modifier either. I just didn't roll a fucking 4.
Yeah.
Ansel hasn't even met Pike, by the way.
True that.
No, I think you met him once.
No.
Mm-mm.
He's been in the room snoozing like a
I thought I
hound.
showed him in the. I said I showed him in the room.
I think he may have showed him. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Okay,
Whatever.
so you guys are basically standing there next to him. He's got 2 claw attacks and then a stinger attack. He's got 3 attacks.
What? That's ridiculous. In
these
one
are-
turn?
These are rough customers. I would consider running away.
Well, I'll have you know that I blow things up.
Okay.
So,
That was Ansel. You guys
Oh,
have,
great.
you also have 17 armor class, if I recall.
Yes.
Okay, that's 5 damage.
oh, right, because you minus the result. Right,
Yep.
got it.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Also abdomen. I've changed the hit locations. That would be leg normally, which might make sense in this case, but doesn't matter. It's going to be abdomen now.
Ah, 5 to your abdomen.
So what's
Uh,
legs then? 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
So that 1 is whatever leg and 2 is the other leg, I guess?
Yeah.
So then
And
3 is like what?
Fine.
Groin?
3 and
Leg
4. 3 4, 5 are going to be abdomen.
Yeah, just higher and lower. Yeah.
No, 3 and 4 is going to be abdomen. No, sorry. 3 and 4 are going to be abdomen.
Yeah.
5, 6, and 7 are going to be torso. The rest of it, the
Okay.
chest part.
What about arms?
It's 8 and 9, and then head is 10.
All right. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, Anso, you are gripped in the claw of this giant scorpion, and he gives you
Hug.
more color, so to speak. You begin bleeding. He pinches you so hard that it breaks the skin, and you begin major bleeding also from the side.
Awesome.
Yep.
Bleeding buddies.
Yay!
Touch wounds
Blood
and become
brothers.
brothers.
Here we go. Another one for Roland, right?
Oh.
Man, Pike
Okay.
needs to get another limb.
6.
Yep.
It's a
let's
crit.
see.
That's a critical fail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
look-
crit fail.
Let's
What do I
see
get?
I'm gonna see.
What do I get? What do I win?
Yeah.
Showing what's behind.
He pulls out his-
number 3.
He pulls out his healing kit and he heals you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
The scorpion is momentarily disoriented. Maybe you hit him on the head or something. No action next round.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Perfect. There you go. That's what you wanted.
Well, this is going to go quite badly for the scorpion. Let me tell you.
Okay,
Is he
I'm
still-
gonna say that also gets rid of his stinger attack this turn.
Is he still gripping onto me, or did he drop me as well?
No, he gripped you to attack. He cut you open and retracted.
Okay, so he's
And
not
then-
holding on to me.
Right,
Yeah, he's
but
not.
you are.
He's not clingy, man. He's not.
Roland,
clingy.
Roland, you're down to 11 blood. Go ahead and make a Constitution check. See how that goes.
23.
Okay, you're down to minor bleeding.
Nice.
Your cloth is sticking to the wound,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that helps.
forming
A
as a
little pressure on
bandage. Yep,
Okay, so this guy's disoriented in front of me.
yep. He's got
Ansel's
the
not stuck to the
comical
scorpion anyway.
spiral eyes. Yeah.
All right, so I take out my bandolier of explosives that are 5 attached to each other. I pull the pin and I drop it right next to him, and then I walk away. Well, I run away.
Okay.
Oh, guys, don't look at
So, what do you do?
explosions.
Pardon?
Ansel, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I
I'm
say,
going to-
run!
I'm gonna run.
Run!
Yeah.
I see him drop the explosives, and I know at this point now to run.
Yep. The scorpion can't do anything this round. On Roland's turn, the bandolier blows up, and give me all that damage.
6.
Yeah.
53 damage.
Oh,
Good. Yeah. That's
Fuck.
give me. Let's do 4. Give me 4d10.
All right.
Do it that way.
6396.
Yeah. So that
Six
means
is fucked.
his torso is essentially.
Can I
gone.
catch his head? When his torso blows up, can his head land right in my hands?
Well, scorpions normally have heads, right? It's more like a visor kind of
Yeah,
plate.
the mantle part.
Irritant
Can you
plate.
catch that?
Sure, why not?
oh, and do I need to do a Constitution check for my major bleeding as well?
Yeah, please do.
14.
You're also down to 11. You're still major bleeding.
Yay.
So as I was saying,
Okay, yeah, and Ansel's bleeding.
Roland, can you please help me stop this bleeding?
I only know how to do one thing, and I don't think you want that.
What's that?
I'm a
I
bomber,
could blow
not
you
a,
up.
not
Oh.
a medic.
Let's see.
You won't be in pain anymore.
Yeah. I can
could
put you out of your
misery.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
Roland,
I guess I'll
You're
sort of.
also bleeding, and you've got all the scorpion venom and or poison in your suit.
All right. Well, I try and recover the cloth that is soaked in that because I don't know, that could be a useful reagent.
Okay.
I sort of pull it out and I'm like,
All right.
I'll-
Yeah. Are
I'll
you
just
naked in there, or do you have normal clothes on underneath?
oh, I've got a normal layer of clothing under there.
Okay.
Oh, that would chafe horribly. That armor is not designed for comfort.
Yeah,
I've got
okay.
a silky smooth underlayer.
So you've got some soaked cloth, poison-soaked cloth.
Interesting. Who knows what I'll do with this?
Okay. Roland, make another check. You're down to 10 blood.
Okie doke, boss. 25.
You're fine, and so.
All right.
I have the constitution of a northern bear.
Ooh, 31.
Down to you're down to 9 blood, and then you've got minor bleeding now.
Okay.
Make another check.
Make another.
Okay, you're
All right.
fine. You're at 9 blood.
Sweet.
You guys are fine.
I go recover my explosive from his dumb arrow. And I guess
Okay.
I recover the arrow too.
There's like a big char on the ground where the scorpion was, and there's there are basically carotene plates around that have been blown off, and so
You know what? Those might be
used-
worth something.
Yeah, you get to fix scorpion plates to your armor.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Well, if you had an armorer nearby.
I gather. all
Or
of
maybe
it.
someone in the
Yeah,
party
it's-
who could, like, build armor or something. That'd be very useful,
Alright.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
well, maybe you could stop playing fucking spy and we could be a party.
True that. This whole...
I'll say, yeah, I'll grab one of those plates. I mean, who knows? Maybe I can sort of like hang one on the front of my
Sure.
chest.
They weigh about 7 pounds each.
Oh, well, good thing I've used all these explosives because now I've got some ability to carry. How many are there? So we can divvy the load between us.
6. There are 7 large ones
Uh-huh.
and
And
a
a large
myriad 10 or 12 small ones from the legs and the stinger and all that.
All right, what do the small ones weigh? Was it the large ones that weighed 7 pounds each?
Yeah, let's say the small ones weigh about 3.
Okay.
So there's
well,
like 70 pounds worth of stuff.
Scorpion shell, yeah.
Okay.
And meat.
Well, I can do about 10.
I can do 7,
Hmm.
meaning
You know-
7 pounds. I can take one of the I will take one of the large pieces of scorpion shell.
And correct me if I'm right, or don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but then say yes if I'm right. If we go over our lowest encumbrance, we actually slow down, right? We can't get to the keep as fast.
Right.
All right. Well, then I just take 2 of the big ones, and he takes 1 of the big ones, and we'll leave the rest here, and we'll remember this spot if we need scorpion bits for any reason.
By the way, I just worked out who Roland reminds me of.
Dude.
Have you guys ever seen Atlantis, The Lost Empire?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a character in there called Vinny Zentoni, who's the explosive expert.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
He is kind of like that, isn't he?
I've not seen the show.
You should look up for a highlight of Vinny quotes from that movie because it's basically the same thing.
Roland rips nobody off. Speaking of which, back at the Engelard's camp, I imagine he hears
Yeah,
from
Yeah, there's like
and more
a plume
birds
of
scatter.
smoke,
In the middle of fishing. In the middle of fish, I'm just like,
Yeah, it
pretty,
scares
but
the
it's
fish
pretty
away.
far.
That's how he gets all
Scares
his
away the
fish. They
fish out.
literally leap out of the river and land on the shore.
Hey, hey, Angelard, like
they
a
just coming
weird,
at me.
pentagonal piece of plastic or carotene or something lands in the river nearby.
Fuck.
Sploosh.
Sploosh.
You see the plume of smoke rising in the distance.
What? I don't want. No, I have a feeling I know what happened, but I don't want to know.
Hey, I think it's about time we took our first break, Graham.
Yep, I was about to go for a break.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching so far. I hope you're enjoying the show. We take breaks at the top of every hour here for about 3 to 5 minutes. So we'll be back in about that length of time. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you give the channel a follow. We got another 3 more hours of this going today. So yeah, don't go anywhere. Enjoy the music.